laws of nature, for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. A divine mind knows, a divine mind shows. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. All things work in divine order. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. Peace and power to the people of the struggle. And as always, I'm here. I'm ready. It is Saturday night. It is time for book club. And again, if I'm only here with 2 or 3 individuals, so be it. Those are the 2 or 3 individuals that will become excellent, excellent servers of the people. Righteous supreme peace, peace. Johnny boy, salute, salute. Ty, peace. Sade, what's good? How you doing, Queen? What's going on? Yes, peace, peace. Hey T, salute, salute. And the moderators, please, I encourage you all, make sure people, if they're going to donate, they're going to do it via Cash App. We are not here to make you too wealthy. That's not what we're here to do. Tanico, salute. James Williams, peace and power. Kelly Mills, Kelly Mills. Whew. Half smoke, salute, salute. Yes, I'm telling you, when the Euros are at war, you didn't see me on Doggy Diamonds when. I was on there a couple of times this week. When this country is at war, the one, what up? Every bit of resources, especially from these corporations, go right into the war machine. Boogeyman, what up, what up? So I'm telling you, please, if you're going to donate anything, do it via Cash App. That is the only way we can make sure that the people get the resources that you are blessing them with. This thing here takes 40% or more. All right? So we're going to encourage that. We're going to make sure that they do this throughout the evening and moving further. We know how funny style this thing is. All right? It is Saturday night. It's been a long and pressing week. Very long week. But we are here. We are engaged. We are ready to move forward with our title. Right? And it is ironic if some of you were on with me. Salute, salute, Curtis. All right, New Haven, what up, what up? If you were on my IG earlier this week, what up, Rich Mo? You know that my daughter has to do a report on Black nationalism and all these little subjects up underneath, and one of them happens to be Asada. You dig? So, everything comes full circle. Mr. Henny, peace, salute, salute. Gary, pronounce that for me, Gary. Szynski. Why would I hear Chill Rob G new album? Why would I even know Chill Rob G has a new album? Please let me know. Grave Digger Pop, salute. Why would I know Chill Rob G has a new album? Salute, Brandon. Szynski, okay, no doubt. Szynski, like my man Shiz, so Szynski. No. If you have listened to the album, DM me on my IG, right? And I know why you may have asked that, because again, Chill Rob G was very, well, not was, is conscious and woke, and has always had a message in his creative gifts to us. All right, Uncle Murder, what up, what up? You dig? So I know why you're asking that, but no, it definitely was under promoted. I haven't seen it anywhere. So, let me know. DM me in my IG and I'll listen to it. All right? Fisher, peace and power. So again, um, yeah, my daughter has a report, and out of the different uh, subjects she can do it on, um, yeah, she chose Asada. It could have been on anything: COINTELPRO and Black Nationalism, Black Panthers, BLA, what was it, SNCC. It was just a whole bunch of little different. And I told her, well, listen, if you do Asada, you cover the whole range of everything. So she uh, and let it be known that she will be doing a podcast type interview with me on the subject, which is just crazy. So if we don't get an A with this, something wrong. We should definitely, most definitely get an A up out of that. You know? Proud of the teacher. Yeah, the teacher's a young woman. You dig? Tar Campbell, salute. See Bliz, what up, what up? You know? Oh yeah, definitely. Once we finish it and then she gets graded on it, I'll send it to you, T. She's already going through the information that you sent me and DM me, all the videos and clippings and articles that you have sent on Asada. I shot it right over to my daughter's DM, and she's definitely been, you know, researching all that. So we're gonna get it on. We're gonna definitely get it on, you know. But like I was saying, it's been a long week. A few new clients as far as anger management. Um, you send more videos to my Facebook. I saw it. I saw quite a few that you sent through, But again, I don't get a chance to watch all videos, especially if they're lengthy, because I'm definitely moving to, again, like I said, the brother has to maintain his household. So I'm always on a hunt for new people to assist with anger management, old people, people that have been servicing for a year or more, that's still with me, it's consistent. It's very consistent. Half Smoke, what? Those people are cool to write a report on. Those, not the everyday working kind of people. Little lady, I hear that. I hear that, but should we not write about those individuals? We lose that history. And if we lose that history, then we will more than likely end up repeating some errors that we made, believing that these people who oppress us have a care and concern for our well-being. That's why history, our history, is so important. Salute, salute. So if we don't do it, then who's going? They definitely not going to do it. You dig? And thank you, Curtis. I seen that. You know. Do you recommend pure lavender essential oil in a diffuser or directly applied to meridian points? Very calming. I have no knowledge of it. I have no knowledge of it, Ms. Matthews. I can wash my ass with Dial. I can use goddamn Crisco on my skin. I've done without for so long. I honestly, those things really don't move me either way. You know, it just doesn't. It just doesn't. I'm sure it works for a lot of people who may get caught up in those essence, but I've been in spots where I just had no uh, smooth emollients and shit to put on my skin. I've been through some of the most, again, oppressive conditions behind the wall. I've been in a service where we had to be in the field for 30 and 40 days without all that. Yeah, I use Dr. Bronner's, and I use Aqua 4. But when it comes to just going overboard with all that, and I'm a soldier, forgive me. Again, I'll slap some Crisco or some Western on and call it a day and keep the shit moving. I mean, it is what it is. My family be going through all that shit, going through Target or wherever. Oh, looking for this with the jojoba oils and all that other shit. Listen, god damn it, worst come to worst. I know what it is. We fried chicken last night. Rub that shit on your elbows and let's keep it moving. I mean, it is what it is. We have to stop believing that we're not in a war. You know? Okay, this is what we gonna do. You out of here. Come on, man. I'm not playing with you. We tired of talking about people gone. You out of here. We're not doing that tonight. You dig? Philly, hey, 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 Nehemiah. What up? Tyler, what up? What up? Hmm? You dig? I seen fades caught because homies wouldn't bathe. Yeah, definitely, definitely, definitely. But again, there's a lot of things going on, and when it get to crunch time, we may not be able to, have these things at the ready all the time. You dig? We just, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. This is consistently, this is a war. Keep telling folks this is not a game. People running across Ukrainian border into Poland. How many of you think they washed their ass? They ain't washed their ass. They got to get up and go. You dig? It's time to go. It's time to go. Thank you, Nehemiah. Thank you. You dig? The people will definitely be appreciative of that. When it's, we have to understand that. Right? Now if we have those and they're ready accessible and you got a stockpile of it, that's good. You know, if you find peace and it's space and time where you part of your self-care is that, and you can fit that in during this time where we are not directly under attack, no doubt. But it's going to be a day and time. There's going to be a day and time where I'm telling you, we will not have any space to be worrying about things such as uh, skin care, um, toothpaste. You dig? And forgive me if, because I've been in situations that are similar to war, where they had us in these situations where the only thing that you have to really worry about is whether or not you have on dry socks because you got long road marches, things like that, where, or when I'm behind the wall, whether or not I got a razor in my mouth, whether or not I have something to travel with. You dig what I'm saying? That can protect me. It's a lot going on. And our people, again, are very, very distracted by the comforts of our oppression. It is very comfortable and you get distracted, right? Like a lot of celebrations. I just don't do it. I don't see. And honestly, I don't see where we have time to do that. Where people are celebrating the most menial achievements, where people are just partying for the most menial things. Everything is a party. Everything is a celebration. And we ain't did shit. We haven't done nothing. So, my focus is to, again, educate, be educated, put theory into practice, fail, succeed. Everything that comes with scientific revolutionary struggle. Anything else it is what it is, you know? So, nah, I'm not too choosy. As long as it ain't no pork in it, but I'm not too choosy about any of that, when it comes to those things. I don't, I try to focus in on things that distract us, things that separate us, things that keep us down. Those are my focal points. Like, oh, nah, peep him. He's speaking separation between the black man and the black woman. Oh, I see him. He's speaking separation between all melanated people, trying to group us into different spaces. I see this. Oh, the end result of this would be our labor benefiting someone else. I'm keen on that. Like I said, my teeth fell off out my mouth. It is what it is. That's not going to prevent me from being a soldier. So if I'm a little bit dry and ashy, so be it. I really am. You know, I always smell good. I take about 2 or 3 showers a day. I do use the Dr. Bronner's and I mix a little bit of, whatever soap I may have, anything in it. I just snatched the shit. Oh, what it got in it? Oh, coconut and some other little fancy almond, whatever the hell they be selling nowadays. I don't do the men stuff though. I'll tell you that right now. That men shit is very harsh and it stink. All that Dove for men or man. I ain't trying to smell like no manly man. Like you smelling like a lumberjack and all them. They make men shits just smell horrible. The hell is that? I don't want to smell like that. I don't use that shit. Then with Dove for men, all type of weird shit. You know, airy musk and all type of dumb shit for men. You know, sport. Hey, what if I went around smelling like a sport all day? You know what I'm saying? Sporty mint. No, all that dumb shit. No. No, ain't with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that shit dry you out, all that bullshit. Dr. Bronner's is the best. I use that, any one of those different scents, but you ain't gonna catch me with that Irish Spring for men. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't attract women. It doesn't. None of that. You sniff that Irish Spring sporty man mechanic shit and get out of here. Yeah, use baby stuff. You can use that. But look at what they do when you get into using baby stuff. Baby stuff is expensive as hell. It just is. It just is. So I try to, I make an attempt to be smart, because when it's time to go, it's time to go. You gotta be able to leave shit. You have to. Those people have everything that's important to them and they in bags. Excuse me. Hey Antoinette. David Vega, what up? Apex, salute. Hey Tisha, you know. Yeah, but you gotta be careful with Dr. Bronner's now. You can't use too much of it. You understand? especially around your grippers. That should heat your ass up. You don't want that. You be running around, you can't sit all day, you know? Dr. Bronner's is real hot. Let it get too close to your grippers and it's fine. You'll find out. Oh, you'll find out. Feel like somebody put a hose on your ass. Straight like that. You know? But it's book club. Let's get into it. Let's do what we do. Remember, all donations, Cash App. We not trying to get you too rich. Like I said, and it's closed caption, so they read everything we say. Plus, anytime I do book club, it's never monetized. BG, salute, thank you. It's never. They just don't do it because the solid name is in it. So, you understand? So please, none of that, you know? Okay. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right? And we're not going to be on here long tonight because I see for some reason people are very engaged with IG, right? Me on IG, we have a good old time. Excellent build. I had a build on there the other night for the black woman. Oh my goodness, we got in. We talked about a lot of stuff, didn't we? If you missed it, you need to go check it out. You need to check it out. I'm telling you. Well, we talked about everything. Cougars, or BBWs. Oh, we got it in. We got it in. Yes, we did. So shout out to V, our Bay Area Oakland sister who, you know, gave it up that night. All right. Michael Lott, what's good? Yeah, go to the IG. It's right on there, Miss Chocolate. You know, hey, Breezy. What you need? Whatever you need. You shy. Whatever you need, Weezy. IG. Don't have to. You always needing something tonight, needing this tonight, needing that. You ain't got to wait. You ain't got to wait. All right? Somebody asked for the page. We're on page 137. You know? Young, salute, salute. All right? 137. Yeah, watch them hearts. Watch them hearts. All right? Tisha, you ain't see it either? Oh, y'all wowing. How y'all miss that? Miguel Eccles, peace, peace. How y'all miss that? That IG was powerful. That was like, T, how long was that? T, that was like an hour, 40 minutes, right? We was on IG doing it. We was doing it. Got a session next week? Okay, let's go now. Oh, it was 2 hours, T? Oh, yeah, we went in. I'm telling you. Learned a lot about yourself. We went in. I'm telling you, go to my IG. If you didn't get it, get it. Colleen, you wasn't there either? Oh, man. Yeah, y'all missed out. Let's get it popping, y'all. Let's get it popping. Usually, every summer, I went down south to visit my grandparents. When they had the business at the beach, on the beach, I loved it. But they had lost 2 different buildings on the beach, both destroyed by hurricanes. After the last one was leveled, they operated a restaurant on Red Cross Street. I liked working in the restaurant sometimes, but it wasn't as much fun as working on the beach. I remember her grandparents is in North Carolina, so that's on the coast somewhere where they was at. If she, talking about beaches, right? One of the last summers I spent down south, the NAACP rented a building a few doors from my grandparents' restaurant, which was a great source of interest to me. I was forever walking by, standing in the doorway, or sliding discreetly into the building to see what was going on. I could hear them talk about integrating the South by sitting in, praying in, singing in, and about nonviolence. I was glad because I surely wanted segregation to end. I had grown up exposed to the degrading, dehumanizing side of segregation. I remember that when we traveled from north to south and vice versa, we really felt the sting of segregation more acutely than at other times. We drive hours without being able to stop anywhere. Sometimes we would pull into a filthy old gas station, buy gas, and then be told that we were not permitted to use their filthy old bathroom because we were black. I can remember clearly squatting in the bushes with mosquitoes biting my bare buttocks and my grandmother handing me toilet paper because we could not find a place with a colored bathroom. Sometimes we were hungry, but there was no place to eat. Other times we were sleepy and there was no hotel or motel that would admit us. If I sit and add up all the colored toilets and drinking fountains in my life and all of the back of the buses or the Jim Crow railway cars or the places I couldn't go, it adds up to one great ball of anger. See, that's some shit. And our people forget that. That is why it's so essential to continue to reinforce, excuse me, how we were treated as a people. People forget that. I never did. Um, I didn't feel that when I went down south because of the position that my grandmother held. And I went to what I considered very far south. When you talking about Georgia, when you talking about Sparta, Georgia, Hancock County, red clay dirt town, I mean, it don't get no more south than that for me. And my grandmother house was actually my great grandfather's house, which was the only boarding house in town. So for me, well, us, my sister and I, it always felt as if my grandmother was rich. We just thought she was rich because people were always giving her money, whether they paid weekly or monthly. It just always seemed that she had a bunch of money hanging around and people would pay her. So, I mean, being as small as I was, I thought the house was tremendous because we had, um, I believe it was, when I'm recollecting now, it was one, two, come top of the stairs, one, well, as soon as you hit the top of the stairs, it was a bathroom. Then there was a bedroom. Then it was another bedroom. Then it was the kitchenette, and on the other side was four. So it was 5 bedrooms upstairs. One of the bedrooms had a bathroom in it. The other two were large, and then you had the 3 bedrooms. So everybody up there shared the kitchenette, and then there was an outside bathroom. Downstairs, where we were on the main floor, my grandmother had the master bedroom with the bathroom in it with the tub and the shower. We had a porch, we had a big dining room, we had a kitchen, and in the kitchen had a big pantry. When you go through that kitchen, there was another smaller apartment with, and that apartment had its own kitchen, shower, bathroom, the big bedroom in it. That person in there usually was a nurse or somebody. When you cut through the dining room, there was another big bedroom. Well, I guess that was an apartment because it was two bedrooms in there and a bathroom, and then it was a porch. That porch, from that little porch, went all the way around to the front of the house to the main porch. And then behind us, in the driveway, there was land over there, but it was a small house back there. And whoever rented that house actually had a big master bedroom with a bathroom and two smaller bedrooms on the side. So that usually was a family or something back there. But it wasn't crazy modern. It was very decent. It was big. It was, and we always had a bunch of people coming in and out. Their cars was parked there. It was what it was. So when you coming from New York and coming down there, you see other people's houses. You're like, okay, well, grandma must be doing it. And of course, my grandfather was in New York. Again, I told you his brother and them was chased out of Sparta because some Euros tried to take their business, and my great grandfather's brother got into it with one of the Euros and bodied him. So they had to get him up out of there. Long story short, my great grandfather ended up in Harlem and established the church. The church is still sitting to this day with his name on it, Reverend Henry J. Watkins Church, right there on 144th and 7th. Right? It's between 7th and 8th, right there. So he had to come up top, but I guess they had several businesses. My grandmother ran the cleaning business for a number of years, and then she went back down south. So we always thought she had bread. So I never felt that sting. I mean, I knew the energy because, of course, the Atlanta child murders was going on during that time. It was just a lot going on down there, but even so, they kind of sheltered us from being in that mix. Now, when we went into the town, and we went in a diner or something in there, you kind of felt it. But for some reason, it always was, these kids are from New York. These people are from New York. So I never saw it as far as the signs and stuff. But even though it was an old town, we didn't mix. You never seen mix. We was always around our people. And it was just something that I didn't think about much. My cousins from down there, they knew, so we would always come and they would look to me to tell them what it's like in New York, how we moving, and I didn't see that. So I never had a fear of them. I just didn't. So when you get the history from a different perspective, people who have lived through it, who have seen it, who have witnessed that overt racism, it is a different learning. You understand what it's like. In New York City is different. It's not overt. It's systematic. It's biased. It's subtleties, right? It's passive aggression, stuff like that. You understand? That systematic, we're not going to tell you you're not supposed to be here. We're just not going to let you in. You understand? And if you come through, we won't service you. We won't speak to you. You are invisible, until we got older and started having little race clashes in high school and stuff like that. But when you hear somebody say they know what it's like to travel and can't stop, like my in-laws, when I hear them speak, that they from South Carolina, right? So they already know. But again, they had a different gauge because There were some spaces that the Euros couldn't go in Charleston and act up because they will get left down there. Our people did have certain spots. Now they want to continue with the education, talking about sundown towns and all that. There were some spaces that Euros just couldn't come, and they wouldn't act up because our people would have cut their ass down. Understand that. And that is the education that we don't push. You know, a lot of people don't. They always want us to remain in a space where we were victimizing victims. There was a lot of spots where they didn't play. And you come down there acting up, whether you're Euro or not, and you was going to get your head knocked off and left down there and buried up under some of them bushes. It's just what it is. You understand? Always understand that. We were not always victims. But that gets pushed to the side. So when you don't want to teach, right, history from that perspective, then you also miss out on what we did. You understand? So, you know, it's just, it is what it is. On hearing that and seeing that there was actually systems in place, it was legal for people to say, you can't come in here, and that the only way you can travel through these roads in order to seek some comfort, like sleep, or utilize the bathroom, or to get something to eat, that you were just dead, you just couldn't get nothing, like, nah, you just out of here, and it was on the books and it was legal, and some of those things are still there. What are we doing when we act as if we can come to the table and bargain with these people? There's no bargaining, especially when you're coming from a position that's powerless. That's the charade in this shit. But you have people who continue. We have people who continue to press that. Nah, we gotta rock with them. Nah, no, we can. No, 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 no. Because they gave you a trinket, because they gave you a position, because they gave you a name or letters behind your name, you are here and you can sit here and say that we should rock with you, that we can entrust them. You out your rabbit ass mind. You out your rabbit ass mind. You dig? So, when you hear that, gotta understand what it was, right? So, of course, we're gonna be angry. Of course, people are gonna be triggered. Of course, that trauma is gonna sit deep. It's gonna sit deep within the people. You know? Hey, Lucy Sky. And so, when I saw these NAACP people, I was ready to do whatever it was that they were going to do. But they were very confusing. One day I was hanging around in the office and two men were talking about nonviolence and self-control. Then he walked around the room asking everybody questions. What would you do if they pushed you? Nothing. I just keep doing what I came to do. What would you do if they kicked you? I'd pray to the Lord to forgive them for their sins. What would you do if they spit on you? I'd just go on singing. Well, that was too much for me. I could take someone pushing me, hitting me, kicking me, but to sit there and let some cracker dog spit on me, well, just the idea of it made me want to fight. To me, if someone spit on you, It was the worst than hitting you, especially if they spit in your face. I tried to tell myself that I would just sit there and take it, but every muscle in my body, every instinct I had rebelled against it. The man continued around the room asking everyone the same questions. When he came to me, I answered the same too, except for the spitting question. I don't know, I told him. What do you mean you don't know? I just don't know. Well, little sister, we can see that you're just not ready. If you want your freedom, there's no sacrifice that's too big to make. Everybody looked at me as if I was some kind of stupid idiot. I felt bad, but I still couldn't get used to the idea of letting someone spit on me. The man said I wasn't ready, and I had to agree with him. When I think back to those days, I feel such admiration and respect for the spirit of the struggle and sacrifice that my people exhibited. They went up against white mobs, water hoses, vicious dogs, the Ku Klux Klan, trigger happy nightstick wielding police, armed only with their belief in justice and their desire for freedom. I remember how I felt in those days. I wanted to be an American, just like any other American. I wanted a piece of America's apple pie. I believe we could get our freedom just by appealing to the consciousness of white people. I believe that the North was really interested in integration and civil rights and equal rights. I used to go around saying our country, our president, our government. When the national anthem was played or the Pledge of Allegiance spoken, I stood at attention and felt proud. I don't know what in the hell I was feeling proud about, but I felt the juice of patriotism running through my blood. I believe that if the South could only be like the North, then everything would be all right. I believe that we black people were really making progress and that the government, the president, the Supreme Court, and the Congress were behind us. So we couldn't go wrong. I believe that integration was really the solution to our problems. I believed that if white people could go to school with us, live next to us, work next to us, they would see that we were really good people and would stop being prejudiced against us. I believed that America was really a good country. Like my teacher said in school, the greatest country on the face of the earth. I grew up believing that stuff, really believing it. And now, 20 odd years later, it seems like a bad joke. Nobody in the world, nobody in history has ever gotten their freedom by appealing to the moral sense of the people who were oppressing them. Nobody in the world, nobody in history has ever gotten their freedom by appealing to the moral sense of the people who were oppressing them. Once you study and really get a good understanding of the way the system in the United States works, then you see without a doubt that the civil rights movement never had a chance of succeeding. White people, whether they are from the North or from the South, whether it was 1960 or 1980, benefit from the oppression of black people. Those who believe that the president or vice president and the Congress and the Supreme Court run this country are sadly mistaken. The almighty dollar is king. Those who have the most money control the country and, through campaign contributions, buy and sell presidents, congressmen, and judges, the ones who pass the laws and enforce the laws that benefit their benefactors. The rich have always used racism to maintain power, to hate someone, to discriminate against them, and to attack them because of their racial characteristics is one of the most primitive, reactionary, ignorant ways of thinking that exists. A war between the races would help nobody and free nobody and should be avoided at all costs. But a one-sided race war with black people as the targets and white people shooting their guns is worse. We will be criminally negligent, however, if we do not deal with racism and racist violence. And if we do not prepare to defend ourselves against it, stranger, everything you love is from a different world. Hungry, you turn your nose up at my peas and rice. End of chapter 8. So, of course, you will have these beliefs because you're conditioned to the rituals of this country, the education of this country, the doctrines, the shows, the movies. Everything in alliance with this is to bring about a certain thought, a certain emotion. So it's only natural for people to believe in that. You understand that? So for us to continue in the lie, continue in the false narratives, to continue participating in things that are meaningless to us and don't encourage us to be self-thinkers, to be owners of our labor, to be owners of ourselves, is just ignorant at this point. So is the lack of correcting those who are totally unaware and asleep, because they can be used as enemies against you. You understand? Have to understand that. Without that understanding, shit, you good as dead. You good as dead. And that is what she continued to encourage. That is her growth. Because you all have been caught up. Everyone. Now, how are you awakened? What sparks a specific idea, a thought, consciousness? The trauma. The trauma that you suffer at the hands of these institutions, at the hands of these people, at the theatrics that's going on. That awakens an individual. How do we awaken enough people? Or do we need enough? Or do we only have to awaken one? We're reading a book about one woman who continues to poke at the ego of these oppressors. How did she create Tupac? Elaborate on that. You think Asada created Tupac? Elaborate on that. I want to know, what do you mean by that? That Asada created Tupac. Somebody that can, please, that the statement was made. Tyler Bennett. Oh, he's speaking metaphorically. Oh, okay. Okay. Kelton, salute. Oh, yeah, okay. This is people's, but he didn't have uh, a lot of time around her specifically. All right? We could do the timeline on that. Wasn't around her like that. Of course, yeah, her energy and thoughts, but, you know, that time was very short between Afeni and Asada. Yeah, energy is definitely energy. Peace, Shakur. You know, but we have to be very, very critical and precise. Dana, salute. But gotta be precise with it. We don't want to speak in general. We don't want to speak vaguely. Gotta be specific because people are still running with false narratives. You understand? People have false narratives, and you still have people that believe that Pac is her son, and it's just false. You have to be very clear, especially in the space where I am. Be very clear. You dig? Very clear. I get it, because I live off the energy of George Jackson. I never, ever met him. I've met people who were around him and who were with him and who were taught by him. I never met George, but his energy runs through so much that, you know, he's one of the tats that I have. That's it. Right there, all day. I get it. I get what you're saying. That's the energy. I get it. But we have to be specific. We don't want to continue and having to dig and research when we have people who know matter of factly. All right? Grad, it's $10 in the share. No more buck in the share. If it's gonna be a buck, it's gonna be $100 in the share. I see people getting $100 for bullshit. You dig? All right. So again, let's be specific about energy and the actual person or persons that we study and we reflect on to definitely give a very clear and specific when we are doing our research. A specific, what are the end results of this person's action? Right? How have they moved us forward? What errors did they make? How do we not make those errors moving forward? We have to be specific. Have to be specific. When we throw these things out there, people take it and run with it and twist it. And next thing you know, they on here saying, yeah, they was over there speaking about Sada and Pac, and it get messed up. So when we in this tribe, we speak specifically. This is what it is. This is who they were. This is how they moved. You understand? And there's people who were around in that era who was very critical of how Asada moved. Very critical. All right? So let's make sure that we on our P's and Q's with it. If there's people listening, right? There are people come in and they listen. And we know that they're not here for the best of intentions. You know, raw foot or what? Are they really helping or hindering to hold individuals accountable to their actions? We are not our ancestors. Who are you speaking about, Raw? What? Who are you speaking about? Are they helping or hindering? Is who helping or hindering? We can utilize all information, and we sit back and ascertain whether or not it's good for us. Right? Any individual who speaks for our community, people, well, we going to be oppressors ourselves? And say who can and who cannot. Be specific. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about enemies? Or are we talking about people who are just confused and believe they're speaking for us when they're not? GP, salute. What made the enemies stop using their own people as slaves and start using us? Miguel, is simple. It's simple. And who said they ever stopped? Salute, salute, Erie County. What up? Who said they ever stopped using their own people? They use their own people to this very day. You think the working class Euros benefit from what the wealthy are doing? They don't. They never stopped using their own people. Never stopped. Never stopped. Capitalism is built on economics and racial power. They don't stop because they are able to go in certain spaces that you or I are not able to go in. Doesn't mean that they are any better off. Doesn't mean that they are not oppressed. You don't see the wealthy, you don't see the 1% sending their children to be police officers and firemen. You don't see that. You don't see that. No, Weezy. What is suffer? Suffer is not being woke, right? That's when you suffer, when you have ignorance and you don't know what's going on, or you know what's going on, but you are too fearful to do anything about it. That's when you suffer. But when you're woke and you're active and you're moving towards a specific goal, you're not suffering. I don't suffer. We have specific hardships, but I don't suffer. I'll keep telling you, you have to welcome the struggle. Welcome the struggle. Welcome the struggle. We're not just going to be able to go somewhere and just dance. January 6th, you know what would have happened if that would have been us. You understand? Welcome the struggle. Think it's going to be easy? No. No. All people's war is struggle. You have to go through that. You have to come out of that cocoon and turn into that butterfly. That is struggle. You think it's easy for that butterfly to come up out of that cocoon? You think it's easy for you to come out of the birth canal of your mother? That's struggle. That's struggle. But look at you, after you come through, that birth canal and that struggle, and you grow up big and strong and conscious and woke, and you become a liberator. So a part of that. So that Tulsa never happens. Tulsa's happening every day. Philly bombing and move, that had to happen. Atlanta child murderers, I still believe they don't know what the hell took place with that. You dig? You dig? Y'all act like you know what move was about. And because they bombed the move homes, did that stop them? Did that stop them? They bombed men, women, and children. They were almost burnt to death. And then they imprisoned them for 40 years. And they out right now, today, walking. So when people mention that, how many people are supporting John and Ramona Africa? How many people support them? How many people listen to them? How many people move around them? Let's not just use that and talk as a talking point. Are you rallying behind them? Are they still active? Do you appreciate what took place and how they stood strong on that? 40 years took their life from them. And they still here. Still here. So if you don't look at that as a victory, I'm the wrong educator for you. That is a victory. They spit in their face, took 40 years strong. Yeah, we did that. Now what? Now what? The bombing of those people, the imprisonment, their children living in the system, having to visit their parents behind walls of steel, concrete, and bars, only being nurtured through letters and visits for 40 years, and they still rebellious to the bone of this shit. It's a victory. It's a victory. What do we? It's struggle. It's struggle. That's what it is. Some relief is quick and easy. Some takes time. But it is what it is. If you think that they just gonna get this shit up, nah. It doesn't work like that. Science don't work like that. Math don't work like that. Just doesn't. So now how do we continue in the struggle? How do we remain militant? How do we encourage that in the face of everything that we're seeing? We have tools now. This video should be shared thousands of times. Everything that I've done should have been shared thousands and thousands and thousands of times, and it don't. It doesn't. You won't. So what role do you play in our oppression? Come on now. Come on now. Other people may pussyfoot with this shit, not me. I'm too sharp with it. What are you doing in your daily life that encourages the liberation of our people? How are you physically manifesting that? Where's your rock that you throwing at the tank? If you can watch little Palestinian boys do it, What's the matter with your big ass? Come on now. This is book club. This is where we get it in at. Don't mention nothing if you're not doing it yourself. You cannot be critical of something if you have not practiced it. If you not watched state theory, put it into practice. Salute, salute. Forgive. Vincent Gibson, 254, 254 days sober. Ooh-wee. Boy, we counting it down. Oh, we counting it down. We're going to be to that 1 year mark real soon. That's what revolution is. That's what liberation is. Breaking the vices. Breaking the mental hold. Pushing through. That's what we do. We pick our people up, dust them off, get them back into the wall. This is a struggle. This is consistent. Ain't none of this shit easy. We've been traumatized. We've been abused. Ain't this easy? Nah. Hell no. Hell no. But how do you respond? How do you respond? How do you respond? How do you respond when you've been beat? How do you respond when you've been ostracized? How do you respond when you've been bullied? How do you respond when you've been under their knife, under their guns, under their false representation of an education? How do you respond? Do you sit and cry? Do you fold and join them? Or do you struggle? Do you love yourself? It's up to you. It's up to you. Don't throw things out. Don't throw things out there. Don't do it. I don't allow it. I don't allow it because I'm going to check your skirt on it. I'm going to check your skirt on it. Come in here bullshitting. I don't care what they do. What do we do? What do we do? Excuse me. What are we doing? What are we going to do? I ain't worrying about them. What are we going to do? How do we move? What strategies do we employ? They going to do what they do. If you allow it, oh well. And that's on you. You dig? That's on you. So, we shall be back next week. And next week we will be starting chapter 9. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll be starting chapter 9. Oh, yeah. So, again, I like to thank everyone who joined us for book club this Saturday night. Remember, don't believe in me, believe in my belief in you. We will win, we will win, we will win. We will win. Trust and believe that. But it starts with love. You have to love yourself. have to love yourself. And loving yourself has no boundaries, no limitations. No boundaries, no limitations. You do what has to be done for you, by you, with you benefiting. Everything that you do must be intentional and with purpose. All right? So we're going to boogie. We're going to go to Jules Peace. We're going to go to another platform. We might do IG. We might do Clubhouse. I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to do something tonight. It's early. It's early. So watch for the notifications. All right? Tierra, you ain't going to sleep. Cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. I'm about to goddamn video chat you. You ain't going to bed. Get on up. All right? So salute, peace and power. All peace and power to the people that struggle. Yes, we do. All peace and power to the people that struggle. Yeah, you overseas, Erie. Yeah, you just woke up. It's 2:47. I'm glad you joined us. I'm so glad you joined us. The UK, you know I love the UK. Spread the love out there. Let them know we here doing what we do. We want y'all to be safe out there. We hear the numbers are going up in the UK. The numbers are going up in Europe. Please keep your mask on. Social distance. Eat well. Drink well. Rest well over there. You understand? Yeah, man, we can ready to go to IG. We can ready to go to Instagram. We gonna have us a party over there, y'all. What's going on? Let me know. I might do outspoken. I don't know. Y'all need to DM this man. Tell me y'all want outspoken tonight, cause I can't call it, man. All right. Salute. Peace.